bring you a great return, but it's not PSA or Beckett. And before you continue, it's not a sponsored video either. This is just a grading company that I like. In my opinion, has the best slabs in the game. Of course, I'm talking about none other than ARS, which is a company based in Japan. And you can only grade with them if you live in Japan. So what's cool about them is their grades feel like, or the slabs feel like actual trophies. They're very, very tough. Like, you know how like Beckett slabs feel strong? Yeah, ARS put those to shame. They're a lot stronger. And the only way for you to grade with ARS is if you literally live in Japan. So every time I go to Japan, I always try to bring some cards with me to grade. And I always choose the express window, so by the time I'm leaving Japan, I get the cards back before I go home. Unfortunately, it's so popular now that ARS literally filled up within minutes when their window opened. You can't submit to ARS whenever you want to. That's the number one thing. That's, I guess, how they control how many cards they grade. You have to wait for their windows to open. And then it's kind of like, if you get in, you get in. If you don't, you have to wait for the next window. So we have to wait until January. But they're finally here. And I'll be real with you, it's been so long that I forgot what's all in here. So we're gonna go ahead and open these and reveal them together. I just got these back courtesy of my homie Casey. Big shout out to him for helping me put this together. Let me make sure I don't see anything. Oop. Just go ahead and just get them out. I already saw one bottom card. One card got cooked, but we won't know what that is until we look at it. And then second box. Make sure I don't spoil nothing. Oh, that's the back. We want the front, right? Yeah, okay. Here we go. Ooh, and one card was sent back. I think. Well, let's open this first, actually. What is this? Make sure there's no information. It is... What? They didn't grade this ones? Oh, they didn't grade these. Whoa, what happened with these? What's the story with these? Oh no. I'm gonna need the word from Casey to see what happened. So one thing that I like about ARS is they don't really look at centering like that. And something like this would have been a 10 with them because centering isn't as important, I guess. And as you guys know, for me, I hate centering being like the thing that keeps a card from being a 9 or a 10, because at the end of the day, if a card is still good quality, if the centering is not that crazy, I feel like it shouldn't be docked into a a 9 just because the centering is a bit off. But the fact that we got 4 of these back is crazy. I wonder if it has to do with I mean, obviously it tells me here, so I'll translate whatever this says. You know what? I'm gonna translate this live. Let's see what this says. Okay, so Casey did have minimum grades set on these, which I didn't really want originally. I was like, yo, whatever we get is what we get. Oh, this is not authentic. Oh, I have a story about this then. I have a story about this. And then this didn't meet the minimum, and then this didn't meet the minimum. Interesting. So for starters, this was a PSA 9 that I cracked out. This was actually my old card that I played. So story with this is this was originally graded by PSA, and I cracked it out a long time ago, resubbed it, and then they wouldn't grade it again. Turns out there was a big scandal a couple years later where somebody just printed a bunch of these, and PSA wouldn't want to grade them anymore. So I was like, huh, well, if they won't, let me try with ARS, who's a bit more specialized with this. And the fact that ARS has officially been like, yeah, this is not authentic, is crazy. Because they look really, really good. Wow. Okay, well, that's great. It's crazy that this used to be graded by PSA. But also, to be fair, this is like before the news blew up, because I graded this back in like 2017 or whatever. All right, let's go down the list. So first things first, we have Fleur de Lis, Dogmatica, The Knighted. What you want the most here is a 10 plus. 10 plus is essentially the equivalent to a black label. And we got 10. Nice. We got the 10 in the Fleur de Lis. I actually have 2 of these at PSA that I keep sending back and forth, and they just keep hitting 9s for some reason. And what I like about ARS is not to like knock any other company, because they all have their own processes. ARS is a bit more meticulous with how they grade their cards. Again, the only thing that they don't really look at is centering, and sometimes if the centering is a bit off, PSA would just give it a 9, which again I don't really agree with, because it's like you're grading for the damage of the card, If the setting is crazy, I get it, but like you're grading for the damage of the card. Are there print lines? Is there whitening and stuff like that? And if there isn't, and the setting is a bit off, I feel like it should still be a 10. Which over the course of the last couple of years, PSA has kind of gone up and down with their way that they view the centering thing. But hey, this is a W. This is not that crazy of a card for you guys, but I love everything with the Dogmatica and Brandon story. And Fleur de Lis is an amazing character. So this is the alt art. That was actually kind of hard to pull in the structure deck if you bought the Fallen and Virtuous structure deck. Right, next we got another staple, Izuna. I bought a lot of these in Japan while I was there. And The 9 on the Azuna. Oh, man. I thought this was a clean copy. Hey, that's why the grade is in the back, so it's not the biggest deal. You know the worst part about this is with PSA, if I grade a card and if it hits like a 9, it's not like an important card that I can still play. I'll crack it out and put it in my decks. But I can't grade this. I mean, I can't crack this out and play it because these things are very, very tough. That's unfortunate. But hey, the Fleur de Lis is what I wanted to 10 on the most from like the newer cards. Then we have a Starlight Phoenix Enforcer that I got literally when the card first came out. Oh, 10 plus. You know what's crazy about this? So, again, I'm not to knock PSA, but we're gonna knock PSA for a second. When I bought this card when it first came out, by it, which is expensive. I mean, I was dumb. You know, I was just not getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh, and I was buying cards at launch. I bought 2 copies of this. Sent on a PSA. PSA gave 1 a 10 and 1 a 9. Can you guess which one was a 9? It was this. And I looked at it. I was like, "Where's the 9?" There's nothing on here that signifies it's a 9. Unless we're looking at centering, which you can see the centering is a bit like, you know, it's a bit heavier on this side than that side, but it's not like crazy. But they gave it a 9 for that. But again, ARS, they don't look at that. That's not damage. And when I saw that, I was like, let me try sending this to ARS. 10 plus is crazy because this is the equivalent of a black label with ARS cards. That's a W. All right, and then we have Diabelle's, one of my favorite cards from the Sinful Spoil story. I played this, so I doubt this will be a 10. Yeah, it's a 9. Yeah, I figured. But again, I played this in the deck, and I wanted just one of these in the slab because again, the slabs feel nice, and you're gonna see this one actually in the background a lot. Speaking of which, we got Diabelle Star as well. Now this one I would love to have as a 10. Back-to-back 9s. Get bodied. But hey, again, they're probably gonna be hanging out in my background. As you can see, we got the Japanese version up here. And then we got the censored version, as you can see where the censors are, because Konami sometimes is a little too OD with their art. Look at all the dust that's on the pack. But yeah, and this is what we got in English. Anyways, still gonna put that in my background because the card is pretty sick. Oh, I'm dropping everything now. Okay, so the Diabelles and the Diabelle Star got a 9, which is fine. Then we have Ray. This is the alt art that came in the same set where you got Dragon Master Magia. I actually ended up pre-ordering 5 of these at launch just because I knew it was going to be a crazy card, and the card blew up later. 3 of them graded at PSA 10. 1 graded a 9, this was the 9, and I want to see what ARS would give it. Oh, and we got the 10 on that. That's a W. So now I have 3 PSA 10s of this and an ARS 9. Or, sorry, ARS 10. Which again goes to show you, like some of these were definitely tests. Like, I knew this would be a 9. I forgot where. But it's nice to know that you can grade with the company that's a lot more honest. Again, not getting paid to say this. I'm just saying they got really nice slabs. And I'm probably sure you guys have seen these if you went to card shows. I've seen ARS popping up more and more recently, but this is a W. All right, Sky Striker Ace Zero. I pulled this. This one was off center, as you can see. The sticker on the right side. PSA gave us a 9 originally, and we got the 10. Again, they don't look at centering. It's because you see how it's like thicker on the right. This is not damage. In my opinion, it's so dumb to view. I forgot I submitted this. Oh my god, that's a big card. That's a big card. I feel again, centering should not be damage. It's not damage to the card. It's just how it was printed. Ooh, I kind of want to save this one for last. I want to save this one for last. This is a big one. All right, we got Arciela. I don't have a PSA 10 of this because again, nobody grades modern cards except for me and Ruxton basically. And every copy I've seen of this was always like super off center. Yeah, it's a 9. This was one of the copies that I had in my decks. I bought like 4 of these originally over the course of the card being released, and they were never PSA worthy, mostly because of the centering. But even with this one, I didn't think it was going to be anything stronger than a 9. Same thing with his Diabelles. This is going to be like a 9 too. Yeah. Again, I have this as a PSA 10, like a pop like 2 or something like that. All right, now we have some Pokemon cards that definitely got hit because of. Actually, let's wait on those. Let's finish Yu-Gi-Oh first. We have another Fleur de Lis. No! This is the one I just got. This is what I actually saw when I was opening the packs. I got this as a PSA 10 finally, which I'm excited about because again, I love Fleur de Lis. It's amazing art. One of the best Yu-Gi-Oh arts that we've gotten in a long, long time. But unfortunately, it wasn't good enough to be a 10. I thought it was clean. I thought it was 100% gonna be a 10. Same thing with what was the other one that I passed? The Izuna. 5 mana. Do we get the 10 on this? Ooh, another 9. Back-to-back 9s on the Izuna and the 5 mana. 5 mana I just got as a PSA 10, so it's fine. But again, I want to note that these corners is usually what kills the Yu-Gi-Oh card, and all these are super, super clean. So, really curious to know what it is that they saw that they're like, yeah, not that one. Do we just rip the band-aid off on this? This was a very, very clean copy. This card is incredibly hard to get as a 10 in ARS and in PSA. But Casey did put minimum 9 on everything, so yeah, it's a 9. Okay, I expected much. I have a very clean copy that's currently at PSA. That's a lot cleaner than this, like way, way cleaner. And I debated about just sending that one in because I bought it in Japan in person. Like, they had no corner damage or nothing. And I was like, you know what, let me give the PSA first. If I come back to Japan, which I will, I can try it with ARS later. But 9 is pretty good on that. All right, time for the Pokemon cards. Let's do worst to last, I guess. This has got to be a 10. This is super clean. Yeah. Oh, 10 plus on that. Essentially a black label. I did get a BGS 10 of this. Honestly, one of the reasons why I even graded this is because I was like, let me throw some Pokemon in there as well because I don't know, I just like the art and having them in an ARS slab is nice. I pulled this graded a 9 like twice with PSA. Ooh, and we got the 10 this time. Again, the biggest thing is the centering on this. As you can see, the centering is definitely thicker on the right side than the left. But honestly, I feel like if I graded this with PSA enough times, they'll probably be like, yeah, it's a 10 now. It just all comes out in a grader. And this is the big one. This is actually the first Mewtwo that I pulled. Ah, it's a 9. It's a 9. Oh, yeah. Actually, this one should be a 9 because it has a visible ding in the corner. Hey, look at that. Everything else is probably nice. They're probably like, yeah, everything's cool. The corner just sucks. But hey, what's nice about this is, you know, number one, I have the 10. And 2, the grade's in the back, so I can display it. It's like a display piece. All right, that was pretty good. I'm not mad. I got some pretty good ones. Honestly, the big hits definitely are, you know, getting the fleur-de-lis because I can't even get this in PSA 10. So it's nice to have this. And even this as a 9 is still pretty good. This is about to be a very, very expensive card. I saw it popping up actually with Yu-Gi-Oh blown up again. People bringing up how important it is to like go after this card right now because it's like semi-cheap and still kind of obtainable. But the conditions and all these are really, really bad. What it is with most of these is always the corners. And the centering too is also awful. So ARS is probably like a company that's better to grade this with, because PSA will look at most of these and be like, nope, it's a 9. What about the rest? It's a 9. What about it's a 9? They're not gonna argue with you. It's gonna be just straight up a 9. It's a really nice card. Kind of disappointed that we didn't get these 3 in 10s because they were. I went from store to store looking for these. And I specifically got the EU copies because the EU copies are very, very clean compared to the English ones. And I would honestly, if I send these into PSA, they'll probably be like, yeah, it's a 10. But hey, it really goes to show you how much more accurate ARS can be versus PSA. All right, that is today's graded return. Let me put this back. It's not actually what I graded. It's this one over here. Let me know your thoughts on the slabs. And again, if you ever go to Japan and you know someone who lives there, if you want to try this out, if the window's open, I do recommend it because their slabs just look really, really nice. I mean, look at these things. Look at this Lugia. Look at this Lugia. It's super tough. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video.